All right, we are live and we are going to be starting the show in 5 minutes. All right, stay tuned, stay tuned. All right. Hello, hello. If you are here and you're checking in, we're just going to start the show in 5 minutes, 4 minutes now. But feel free to comment, say hello. Love to hear where you are. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Hello, hello, hello. Just feel free to send a comment and let me know if you are on here with us. Hello, hello, and welcome to the first live show of Teri and Alexa. Here she is. And this is going to be a big occupational hazard. Every time I say that word, this blue ring light is going to go on and we're going to have issues, I know. But hey, Alexa, good morning. Oh, come on. Alexa, Good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1910, ocean explorer Jacques Cousteau was born. He was the inventor of the aqualung, a predecessor to scuba, which gave people the ability to share his love of deep-sea exploration. You can say he earned his sea legs.
All right, so there we are. That's a good way to start it off, hey? So I'm going to have to mute her various times during the show, I think, in order to keep things under control. Good morning. If you are in the, good morning almost across all of Canada, unless you're way on the far east side, then maybe noon. Hope you're having a good day. It's Thursday, June 11th. All right. And number one, if you've got any comments, questions, things that we want to talk about, just put them in the chat because I can see that and I'd love to talk with you. I think today what we're going to do is we're going to have a little chat with Alexa, for one. But I also want to just go over a little bit about routines. I spoke about that a little bit on my last podcast episode, how to set up routines. And it's one of my favorite features with Alexa. Alexa, how do you set up a routine?
To create a routine, go to the Routines section of your Alexa app. Select Menu and then Routines.
All right, fair enough. Thanks.
Of course.
All right, so what's the point of a routine? Well, as you may know,
the adjective right is usually defined as in accordance with what is good, proper, or just.
We should keep track
the adverb right
of
is
how
usually
many
defined
times
as very, extremely.
Alexa
the
jumps
noun right
in
is usually defined as a just
and
claim or
interrupts the
title,
conversation
whether
in the
legal,
middle.
Prescriptive.
This is a
or
long
moral.
one. All right, now I've got Alexa, stop. Okay, now we can mute Alexa. All right, cool. So here we go. Let's talk about routines, huh? I want to show you. I'm going to show you my phone too. You can kind of see that if the camera will zoom a little bit. Ooh, that's kind of weird, actually. That's kind of weird. Okay. Here's the deal with routines. Routines are fantastic because you can control a whole bunch of things at the same time. And it just takes one command. So if you are wondering how to do this, let's talk about this. What you're going to do is you're going to go into your Lexi app, Amazon Alexa app on my phone, right there. That's really weird. Look at that. With the effect that I'm using on my background here. Look at that. It makes my phone see-through. That's weird. You can see right through my phone. That's bizarre. Anyway, what you do is you hit on the Lexi button, and once you do that, you're going to notice that in the top left, let's get my left and my right. I hit this little button up there, and you hit routines. And then when you hit routines, you've got a whole bunch of your routines that you've already created, or you can create new ones. I'm going to hit the plus button, and for the sake of this morning, let's create a morning routine, all right? So let's say I want to create a routine, and I want this one to happen automatically. So when I wake up in the morning, I want this to happen automatically. So I need to give a name for the routine. I'm just going to call this morning routine. So I'm going to type that in, morning routine, and let's go done. Okay, I'm going to hit next. And I'm going to say, and I have to click on when this happens because this is going to teach us or tell Alexa when to do certain things. So I'm going to put this on a schedule. And I'm going to put it at a particular time. And that time is going to be, let's say I'm going to get up at 7 a.m. So I'm going to choose 7 a.m. All right. And do I want to have it repeat every single day or select a day? Let's say I just wanted it to happen on Friday. So I'm going to set up one for tomorrow. And then I'm going to click next. Now, here are the actions. What do I want Lexi to say when it's 7 a.m. on Fridays? So I'm going to click add an action. And sure, let's start off with, let's start with Alexa says. And we can choose a phrase. So let's choose, how about we choose good morning. I'm going to do say a random phrase from good morning. So there's a number of them, and I don't know what she will say, but she will say something. Okay, so that's good. Then let's go on. And after it says a random phrase, I have to choose from the device. And this is going to be occurring. I'm going to set it up from this device, but normally I would set this up from my device in my bedroom. But let's just choose this one for now, so that way that one can work. And then let's add another action. And what else can we get Alexa to do in the morning? Well, let's just go through the list here. Calendar. That's good. Let's get Alexa to tell me what today's calendar, what is on the schedule for today. Then, let's see here. Let's add another action. And it's going to give me the time, and it's going to give me the date as well. So I'm going to do that again, date and time, and the date. Okay. I'm just going to adjust the order, because I've got these things here now. You can drag them up. I just think it makes more sense if I hear the date and then the time in that order. And then let's add another one. And I'm going to do, let's see. We can turn on some music. How about we turn on some music? A song, artist, or playlist. How about if I type morning? I wonder what would come up if there's like a morning playlist. Let's try that. From playlist. Oh, that's probably got to be a playlist that I've created already. So that's fine. I have a Teri playlist. Let's do that. From provider. Spotify is what I typically use. And we'll set a timer. I want it to play for, I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes. So let's set it for that. Next. Okay. And then let's see what we've got here. Let's add another action. And I could have it tell me my news. So that'll tell me my flash briefings. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drag the flash briefings up before the music. All right, so there we've got that. And then let's see. Smart home. I could get it to turn on some lights. These are things that, you've got options to do. Sounds, weight, weather. Oh, let's hear the weather as well. Okay. Interesting thing that I've just noticed here is that Alexa automatically puts the music as the last thing on the option here, because that makes sense. You want to have your music playing at the end. All right, and for those of you that have just joined on, I can see we've got some other people here. Just put a comment in the chat and let me know who you are and where you are and what's going on, and if you've got any other comments about routines. We're just setting up a routine here with Alexa this morning. Okay, so I think that's probably good. I'm going to hit save on this routine now. And so now what we've got set up is at Friday morning at 7 a.m., Alexa is scheduled to start this morning routine. And she's going to, let me go back to my routine here. Oops. Okay, your routine. So morning routine. Now at 7 a.m., like I said, on Friday, Alexa is going to say a random phrase from Good Morning, tell today's date, tell today's time, play the news for my flash briefing, report the weather, and then start playing my playlist. And it's all automatically set up. So I'm going to try this now on Alexa right here. You can get it to play the routine by trying it out. And let's see if this works, okay? Remember, this would otherwise be normally scheduled. So let's try this out. I'm going to unmute her. Here she is. Let's play the morning routine and see what happens.
Rise and shine. It's Thursday, 11th of June. It's 8:09 a.m. Here's your news. From Voice in Canada.
Hey, it's Teri Fisher here with your flash briefing for Thursday. And today I want to tell you a little bit about a research study that came out. And it's all about online audio, smart speakers, the whole bit, everything that's very relevant to Lexi. The study itself is called the Infinite Dial Canada 2020, and it's put on, or was carried out by...
If you listen to my flash briefing, now you've heard it for today.
So I want to tell you a little bit about some of their interesting statistics, and you'll see why this is quite relevant to Lexi. First of all, they found that 70% of Canadians are listening to audio online, and according to their study, that's actually more than in Australia at 66, the US at 67, South Africa at 38, and Germany at 39.
You had to go Canada.
Now, when you break this down a little bit, what they found was that 26% of those people in Canada age 18 or over own at least one smart speaker. And so they could own more than that. And if you break that down even further, what they found was 14% of those in Canada age 18 plus own a Google Home smart speaker. 11% own an Amazon Lexi.
So I'm just waiting for the flash briefing to be done so we can continue on with the routine.
HomePod. So it's interesting. The Amazon devices and the Google devices are actually pretty close at 14 and 11%. What you may or may not know is that Google was actually in Canada before Amazon when it comes to the smart devices, and so Google had a big lead on Amazon early on. And then if you're interested, we all have music that we're streaming. So what is the dominant brand of online audio? Well, it's Spotify. 28% of Canadian adults have listened to Spotify in the last month, compared with Apple Music at 13% and Google Play Music at 11%. And those that use various audio brands, 37% say that they use Spotify most often. So there you go. That is what the trends are like in Canada. So Google Home and Amazon Lexi are pretty close when it comes to the smart speakers. Google has a little bit of an edge there. And then Spotify tends to be the most common music service. And I know that applies to me because Spotify tends to be what I use, although I do have Amazon Prime as well. So there's a little bit of information for you. I'll be back again tomorrow with another flash briefing. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you tomorrow.
That's all for now. Right now in Vancouver, it's 15 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies. Today's forecast has lots of clouds, with a high of 18 degrees and a low of 12 degrees.
There we go. And there we go. And then it starts playing the music as the last thing on the list. Alexa, stop. Cool. So that was all. You see how quick that was to set up a routine. Took a couple of minutes, and now Lexi automatically will do that, no problem, every Friday at 7 a.m. Just make sure that whatever your playlist is going to be enjoyed by whoever's in your home, otherwise you might get into some trouble. Anyway, for those of you that are tuning in, please feel free to write a comment, introduce yourself. We're chatting today with Alexa, and what we are noticing is that Alexa likes to jump in here periodically. And if you've got a question for Alexa, Alexa is my guest, or maybe I'm Alexa's guest, and we are interviewing each other. So Alexa, what do you have planned for today?
Today, there are 4 events remaining.
Oh, it's my
There is
calendar.
one
That's
event in
interesting.
progress.
That's
UBC
interesting.
SHS lasts until 12 p.m.
Oh, that's my work.
Then,
Alexa,
at
stop.
1 p.m.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. We're going to learn all kinds of neat things about Lexi. So, routines. I'd love to hear. Are you using a routine? If you are on there, let me know. Let me know if you are using a routine and how you are using your routines to get the most out of Lexi. There are so many things. So, when I just set up that routine here, there are a number of options that I didn't even choose to set up. But let me tell you about some of the other options. So, the other things that you can add that I didn't add, and if you've got some other ideas, let me know for sure. You can add your device settings, meaning you can stop the audio, you can adjust the volume, you can set it on Do Not Disturb, all automatically. You can incorporate Ifttt. Ifttt is very cool. If you don't know what Ifttt is, it stands for If This Then That. And if you go to that website, Ifttt, I think it's ifttt.com, and when you go there, you can connect literally hundreds of different companies' products and services, and they trigger each other. So it's like routines on steroids, because you can set up smart home devices, everything from that to social media accounts and so on. And so now what's really interesting is you can have Lexi trigger things through Ifttt. So when you start that routine with Lexi, it could potentially be triggering anything that is set up on Ifttt. And there are, like I say, hundreds of different things that you can use with Lexi there. Okay, so that one's very powerful. I haven't had a chance to really play around with that one too much, but it's extremely powerful. Messaging, so you can actually send a notification or you can send an announcement to people in your home through Lexi as part of your routine. Smart home. Yeah, we didn't talk about this one too much. So this one you can set lights to go on or off at a particular time. You can control groups of lights. There's all kinds of things that you can do when you've got smart home devices. And then sounds. These are fun things. There's sound effects, that sort of thing. You can get Alexa to, maybe you wake up and you get it to cheer for you. Maybe that's a big deal when you get out of bed. So you can do those sorts of things. And what else you got here? Traffic. So you can set, so Alexa will report your traffic. So that's fun. And then what else have we got here? Traffic. You can get it to wait, and you can get it to weather. Okay. Oh, hey, Dana. Let's bring your stuff on screen here. Have a look. Dana says many routines.
This might answer your question.
Oh, Alexa, stop. Stop. Many routines, colored lights, announcing I'm at the tennis court by location, obvious Easter eggs replacement, more. There are so many things, Dana. Yes, you are absolutely correct. So very, very cool. That's great, Dana. Those are great ideas. Colored lights, announcing. There's so much creativity here. I think it would be so cool to. There's just. I think maybe I have to do a podcast episode where we can highlight different people in the community, different people, Northern Voice, who are doing interesting things with their routines, and give everybody else more ideas, because I just think there's so much that could be done here, and I haven't heard of people really kind of, taking advantage of this to its full potential. And so I think that might be really interesting. So thanks for that comment there, Dana. And what else we've got? We've got weight, as I said, and we've got weather. And so those are some of the interesting things that you can do with routines. And I think that's great. If you are tuning in and you want to learn more about how to set up your own routine, my last podcast episode 129, is all about this. But even so if you want to hear it, you can just go to alexaincanada.ca/129. But an even easier way is to go to alexaincanada.ca/routines. And that will take you to the blog post where I highlight all of the different things to do with routines. So that's kind of where we're at. What else can we talk about? Let's just see what else Alexa can answer for us. Alexa, what is your favorite day of the week?
For help with that question, go to the help and feedback section of the Alexa app.
Just on that topic, help and feedback section, there's a really good...
Je ne suis pas sûre de pouvoir vous aider.
No, she's speaking French. There's a really good help and feedback section in the Alexa app, as Alexa mentioned. See, this is why she's co-hosting this little session with me, because she's got great ideas too. So let me go back to my home screen. Just go back to your home screen on your app. Ooh, it's got to focus. Home screen on your app. And way up here in the top corner, right there, you're going to see a little question mark. You hit that, and it brings you into the help and feedback section. And now you've got tons of resources here to help you get the most out of Alexa. There are general help topics on Alexa devices, Alexa features, Alexa settings. There's also a button there to contact Amazon if you need. This is a hazard, I think, about talking on this live format here, Dana, because every time I say the word, the A word, people's devices are going to go off. So yeah, it's a workplace hazard. I appreciate that, Dana. Sorry about that. Email us, provide feedback, legal and compliance. So there we go. So Dana, so the question to you now is, when that happened, did you mute your device, or do you just put up with it and let it just kind of continue to be what it may and answer and react to things that are going on? I'd be interested to know that. All right. And the last little bit here of this show, so we've been going about 20 minutes. I think we'll go for a few more minutes, is I just want to answer any questions that you may have about using your Lexi devices. So if you have any questions at all that I can help you with, then please feel free to type those in the chat, and I would be more than happy to answer those. While I'm just looking for those questions, I want to tell you about one other thing that's coming up, and you may or may not know. Dana, yeah, okay, Dana, you haven't muted yet, so you just kind of put up with it. Yeah, I get that. I actually rarely mute Alexa, but now I have to do it because, well, I probably said the A word multiple times in the last however many minutes. So, all right, but that's all good. That's all good. What was I saying? Yes, I want to tell you about an event that's coming up, and I have a big announcement about this that I'm sorry, I can't quite share the little surprise announcement because it's still being worked out. But For those of you that want to be part of a online event where we bring together some of the most experienced, most influential people in the voice community, I have this event called the Voice Den, and we've done one episode a couple of weeks ago. It went really well. There was great feedback, and we've got another one coming up in just probably about a week and a half now, June 24th. It's a Wednesday, and it's going to be taking place at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And the whole idea behind that is, it's like I say, it's an opportunity to come together. And instead of it being like your typical webinar, where it's just one person talking, quite frankly, kind of like what I'm doing, I'm talking and then I'm hearing and getting some comments. But hopefully you're finding this valuable. But the format of the Voice Den, excuse me, is very, very different. It's where we've got a couple of these key people in the voice industry. We're calling them voice influencers. They come on, and then we have the attendees there as well, with a chat going throughout the whole event. And then we bring the attendees on live so that they can have a conversation with some of these voice influencers. And these people truly are they have so much knowledge, a wealth of knowledge. And hey, Ash, how's it going? Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And so that's the idea behind it. And you get to have a conversation, a live conversation with these people, and you get your questions answered. So if there are particular questions that you want to ask of these people, then this is a really cool way of doing it. Now, you can see all the information at thevoiceden.com, and I'm just pulling up the site actually on my other computer here. And what you will find is that I want to tell you a little bit about the 5 voice influencers that are joining us for this next episode. So we've got Rachel Battis. She is, everybody's got a nickname. She's sorry, not Batwoman. She's Botwoman, and she is from Audio Burst. And she, boy, when it comes to audio, she knows the voice industry tremendously well. And then we've got JP, the godfather of voice. He is the CEO of Vixen Labs, and he has a voice agency, essentially. He is really, really knowledgeable and fantastic. Noelle Silver, Captain Kindness. She is the founder of the AI Leadership Institute. She has worked with major companies, and Captain Kindness, I love that nickname for her because that truly, epitomizes who she is. Ian Utility, the optimist, he's the one behind Attention Live. They do live podcasting. Very, very cool. And then we've got somebody from Amazon Alexa joining us, Arian Walker. She's the chief evangelist for Alexa Automotive, and she is known as the driver. So I'm really excited about that. And like I said, I do have a big announcement about this. Stay tuned, either probably today or tomorrow or early next week. I've got a big announcement about this event. Ash, thank you so much for the compliment. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's why I do this. I hope that you find it useful. And I hope that, what can I say? That you're getting a lot out of it. And if you've got any questions for me or things that you'd like me to talk about, then let me know. We've got a few more minutes here. I think we're going to go till about halfway through the hour here, till about 8:30. So let me know if you have any questions. A couple of the resources for you, if you are not aware, on my website at alexancanada.ca, I'm just going to go through that with you and tell you the different things that you can find. Number one, I've got my flash briefing. So I know some of you that are watching, you do listen to the flash briefing, and thank you so much for that. It's called Voice in Canada. And if you go to voiceincanada.ca, you can see that, you can hear that. But on the website as well, under the Learn tab, I've got hundreds of Alexa commands that you can say to her. Let's see if we can just even do some examples here of some of the more fun, random and fun things, and we'll get Alexa to have some fun here. Alexa, give me an Easter egg.
Easter egg is usually defined as an egg-shaped candy used to celebrate Easter or, alternatively, a colored hard-boiled egg used to celebrate Easter.
That's interesting. I was expecting something different. Alexa, can you give me an Easter egg?
I don't know that.
Oh, that's interesting. So Easter eggs, typically
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
She will give you some type of fun thing. But here, let's just ask her a fun thing. Alexa, testing 1, 2, 3.
Receiving. Over.
All right, there we go. Let's see if we've got anything else here that we can do.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, party time. Okay, Alexa, party time. What the?
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now.
Alexa's not doing so hot right now. Okay, anyway, you get the idea. There's lots of commands on my website under the Learn. You can click commands. There's hundreds of them there. Ash, again, thank you so much. Lots, and believe you're building momentum and some great awareness about everything voice. That's what this is all about. I believe, as you may know, that voice is the future operating system. It's here. This is the way that we're going to be interacting. So that's the way it goes. And yeah, exactly. Alexa doesn't seem to be cooperating. I'll have to think twice about whether or not I truly want Alexa to be a co-host of this show, because I don't know. She's misbehaving. All right, we'll try one more. All right, let's see. Oh, here's one that my kids love. Alexa, what does the fox say?
What would the dumb way do?
Alexa, what does the fox say?
Juste pour confirmer, vous aimeriez écouter la chanson de Fox What Does the Fox Say?
What? Alexa, what does the fox say?
Je n'ai pas compris. Vous avez dit the fox, what does the fox say?
Okay, so for those of you that know, and my kids know this, that's a song. What does the fox say? It's this funny song, and Alexa, the first time she answered it, she gave this sort of gibberish. Those are some of the words of the song, so it's quite funny. Excellent, says my show. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Dana. Sorry, I kept on talking there, so that probably goes back to something else I was referring to. And Ash, they always say never work with kids or animals live. Now you need to add Alexa. That's a good point, Ash. That's really good. You can never count her to be. She's got to be a little bit more. Yeah. Well, you know what? This is live, right? That's the way things go. I want to see if I can find some other ones that are fun that we can just test out here for the last little bit. Any questions? I'm happy to answer them. We've just got a couple more minutes here, 3 more minutes. Otherwise, we're going to play with Alexa a little bit more and see. Oh, I got sidetracked. That's what I was talking about. So under my on my website as well, you've got the Alexa commands, you've got Alexa devices, you've got Alexa tutorials, and you've got my flash briefing course. And I know Dana took that. The flash briefing course is a free. It's a free course. I believe it's the most comprehensive course on the market. If anybody knows of one that's more comprehensive, I'd actually love to know that, because I'd like to know what else I should add to mine. But it will help you create your own flash briefing and get it launched, get it started, get it marketed, and I go through everything from the idea all the way up to getting it live on Alexa. So that's at flashbriefingformula.com. And if that interests you, then there you go. Dana says, do you have it in stick in the mud mode? Maybe I do. Oh man. Oh, maybe. All right. Let's do 1 or 2 last fun ones here, and then I think we're gonna shut her down. Let's see here. Ash, yeah, that issue with enabling it, if you remember. Oh, sorry, Ash. I'm not sure what you're referring to with that one either. And then Dana says, my Echo Show is giving all their sponsors liquor. Really? So this one, yeah, maybe this one does have. Do you think they'll find a solution to solve still pay for new users? Okay, so this is a great question, Ash, and I just want to address this one because I know we've been DMing about this. So, do you think they'll find a solution? They've solved my issue, but it's still a pain for new users. Okay, I think what you're referring to there when you say they've solved your issue. Here's the deal with this. When you enable a skill on Lexi, you have to have an invocation phrase. So when I take it off of mute, I'm not going to say the word right now, but I'm just going to explain. You have to have an invocation phrase because the device is listening for that wake word, okay? It is not going to respond, of course, unless you say the A word. Otherwise, it would be responding to every single thing that we said at every moment of the day. So that's why there's the wake word, okay? Now, when you start to say the wake word, the way that you have to think about the individual skills is like apps. So on your phone, if you want to access an app, there's my dog, by the way. That's Coda. If you want to access an app, then you have to click on that app, go into that app, and then start to interact with it. And then you are essentially in that program. Now, with Lexi, the way you do that by voice is you have to open the skill. You have to open the app. You can't just jump into one, at least not yet. Who knows the way this is going to go in the future. You can't simply jump into it unless it is a native function of Lexi that Amazon has built in. Like when we're asking questions or when we're asking it to do things, we don't have to open a skill because those are the native functions that Lexi has. But if you want to go into a particular skill, you need to open it. So what's one that I can think of? Here's a new game that I just found that's really great. I'm actually doing a podcast episode about this coming up next week. But Detective X. If I want to interact with the game Detective X, I can't just say, Alexa, defuse the bomb. That's part of the game. Because I'm not in the game, right? I have to say, Alexa, open Detective X. And hopefully it'll do it. Alexa, open Detective X.
Welcome back to
Okay.
Detective X. Would you
Now
like
I'm
to
in the
resume
game.
last game or start again?
Resume game. And then that's how we have to interact with it. Okay?
Welcome back to Detective X. Would you like to resume the last game or
Okay.
start
Alexa,
again?
stop. So, there's the
Thanks
game.
for playing. Detective X was created by
Okay, it has some credits there.
Learn more about
So,
Budgie at budgievoice.com.
okay, so thank you, but how do we educate new users?
At Budgie Voice.
That is, how do you educate new users? Is by telling them to say that phrase. Alexa, enable, or Alexa, open that. That's why when you see graphics in various places, whether it's on the Amazon site, whether it's on promotional material about different skills, you see, typically you'll see an icon, the skill icon, right, that each skill has, and there'll be a speech bubble, and it'll say, just say, Alexa, enable whatever, or Alexa, open. And then you're in that session. And you're in that session, and you're interacting with that skill until you say stop or until it times out. So once you've entered it, now it can listen to your commands within that session, within that skill. So can we use the word open instead of the word enable? Yes. In the past, you actually had to say enable the name of the skill. That was, you could think of that as basically downloading an app on your phone. Saying the word enable and the skill essentially downloaded, if you want to think of it that way. It's not really what's happening, but it's downloading the voice skill to the device, so it's now on your device and you can now use it. Okay? So once you've done that, then you can now, or it's changed. Once you had enabled it, you could then say open the skill name. Now, you don't actually have to enable it in advance. You can just simply say open the skill name for the first time, and it's like you are downloading that app to your device. So, to follow up on that, Ash, you say, so open find me a job. Would that work instead of the word enable? It depends on what your invocation phrase is, Ash. Because it depends what the name of your skill is. So if you tell me what the name of your skill is again, then I can tell you what you would say. But open find me a job would not work unless the name of your invocation phrase was find me a job. If your skill name is something else, that's not going to work. You have to first open the skill, get into the skill, and then you can use the commands that you have programmed. And if that's find me a job, then that's how it'll work. So whatever the name of your skill is, that's what you're doing. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's interesting. So find me a job. If that is the name, if that is the invocation phrase, then it should work. Now, I don't know if your skill is in Canada or not. I can try it. But Alexa, open find me a job.
I found a few skills that might help. Do you mean find my cat? Greater than your cat will love it.
No, that's not what I mean.
I also found find my phone and keys. Do you want that one?
No. Alexa, stop.
All right.
The skill is called find me a job. Okay, so one other thing to keep in mind, Ash, is that if the skill is called find me a job, that's different than the invocation phrase. Oh, not in Canada yet. Okay, so that's fine. So that's why it's not working. But I just want to be clear about this, and I don't know, it's the way you've set it up. But if the skill is called find me a job, you could have a different skill name versus the invocation name. Okay, so if I go back to, I'm actually just going to see if I can pull up, bear with me here, I'm going to see if I can pull up my Amazon.ca site here, and let's search for voice in Canada, and then I'm going to come back to you in a sec here. What you'll notice is, let me share my screen now if I can do this. Let's come back to here and share screen. Okay, and so what you'll see is that voice in Canada here, there is there's the name of the skill, voice in Canada flash briefing, but then down here there's an invocation phrase. So in this case, we're talking about how do you invoke a flash briefing. If we were to, let's say, do I know Detective X, just because I've been looking at that recently. Oh no, it's not showing up. Let's go back to you see if I can find another skill. My crack the code skill. So here's crack the code. You'll see that the name of the skill is here, crack the code. But here are different things that you can say. So you can actually say help, you can say text me, but here it says, Alexa, open, crack the code. Oops, I'm going to mute here. But that's because I made the invocation phrase purposely. And now Alexa's invoking it.
Welcome back to Crack the Code.
Alexa, stop.
If you need... Thanks for playing Crack the Code.
So
make sure to listen to the Voice in Canada flash briefing every day.
I'll wait for Alexa to stop talking.
Clue, and then come back to claim your next piece of the code. To enter the participation
I'll
prize,
just talk over Alexa.
Alexa in Canada.
So what I wanted to say is that crack the code is the name of the skill, and crack the code, I've also set that up specifically to be the invocation phrase. So that is what you say when you want to open it. Now those are not always the same. Sometimes they're different. And so if you have a name that is different than your invocation phrase, then whatever the name is, that's not what the person has to say to invoke it. They have to say whatever the person has to say what the invocation phrase is to open the skill. So I hope that makes sense. That's the way it works. And Dana says that points out that the search function is not very robust. For sure. I mean, this is the way it is right now. And this is why I also advise people that when they are creating skills, they should be making sure that their descriptions and their keywords and their titles are optimized for search engines, for search engine optimization, SEO, right? And again, if I go back, let me go back to Voice in Canada, and I'll share this one more time. I just want to show you the kind of effort that I went through when I created my description, because the description helps, right? When you are creating your skill, you want to think of ways that people are searching for things and include that in your description so that when people search for things, then there's that much more chance that they're going to find you. So you'll notice that if you were to read through this, there's a lot of keywords in my description here. So I've got here top Amazon Alexa and Echo tips. People might be searching for top Alexa tips. So that's why I've got the word top, I've got the word Alexa, I've got the word tips in there, right? Skills, reviews, news, and deals. I was trying to think of ways that people would search for things. And it goes on. And we cover everything from Alexa, Echo devices. I want to put Echo. That's why I specifically put the name of the devices here. Echo Dot, Echo Show, Echo Plus. That's because if somebody's searching for Echo Show tips, those words are all in my description, right? So this isn't just this isn't just here as a description. Yes, it is. But I have been extremely strategic with the way I've written this and how I have highlighted certain keywords. If people are searching for my name, because they've heard my podcast, specifically why I've got my name in the description. If they want to, if they're searching for a podcaster, that's why I've got this in here. Alexa for Canadians. You'll notice I've got Canada, Canadians, different ways that people may be searching. So this is very, very critical in terms of the way that you can maximize your exposure and help with the discoverability of your skill. So, Ash, let me go back to here. I've gone over time now, but this is great. This is really good content, and I'm happy to do this. So then you say, once we enable, then we just say, Alexa, find me a job, and that works. Okay, so yes, I mean, if that's the way your skill has been set up, once you've enabled it, it's like you've now opened the app. You're now in the skill. And now that you're in the skill, now you can say the commands that are programmed into your skill, and you can interact with it in that way. Okay, so I hope that's helpful to you. I'm glad you find that useful, and that's fantastic. So, yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Ash and Dana, great participants here. If you've enjoyed this little live session with Alexa and I, kind of just talking about whatever comes to mind, then that's great. I'll continue to do these, and I think they're a lot of fun too. And if it provides some value to you and you learn something, then all the better. So I'm glad you tuned in, Ash, because I know we were DMing about this, and this was an issue that had come up. So I'm glad we were able to hopefully clarify that a little bit for you. And Dana, thank you for your comments and for your questions. I really appreciate that as well. And I think that's a good place to end this. So again, I look forward to doing this again really soon. And great, Ash. Thanks. I will make sure to do this again. Just stay tuned to my Twitter feed to that sort of stuff, and I will let you know when I'm going to do it. And it's my pleasure, Ash. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for your comments. That makes it more fun for me when I've got some people that I can, interact with and answer some questions. So, awesome, guys. Have a great day. I look forward to doing this again sometime soon, and I'll talk to you again. All right, Alexa, you get the final word. Alexa, have a great day.
Same to you.
Oh, that was very anticlimactic because it was so quiet. Alexa, have a great day.
Sorry, I don't know
Oh,
that.
come on. I can't end on that note. Alexa, have a great day.
Same to you.
Fantastic. Dana, final word there. Thank you. I do need to update the flash briefing course. I do know that. With a starter plan. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Starter plan on Acast. That's what you're talking about. I'm still on a now supporter. Yes, thank you very much. Okay. All right. I could keep going here forever, but I'm gonna sign off, guys, and get on with my own day. But again, thank you so much. I thanks for all the fish. All right. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'll talk to you again really soon. All right. Take care.